Hi everyone, I'm Joe Santacruz, and welcome back to our Career Connection series. Today, we're wrapping up our conversation around why you should utilize career services as an undergraduate student. I'm fortunate again to be joined by two alums, and our first guest is Amber Earl. Amber graduated from Salem State in 2018 with a bachelor's degree in biology and a concentration in biomedical science. She's been working in the healthcare field for 7 years and is eager to continue to grow in the industry. Amber, thanks so much for taking notice to have a conversation with us. It's good to see you again.
Yeah, you too. It's been a while, but
yeah,
always happy to help.
Thanks so much. So a couple questions for you. The first one is pretty simple. Why did you decide to utilize career services when you were an undergrad at Salem State?
So when I was an undergraduate at Salem State, I wanted to go to graduate school to go on to be a PA. So a part of applying to be a PA, they have a general application service, and big components of that service is your resume. And if you're lucky, if your package looks good, then you get an interview. So I knew that I was going up against really well qualified candidates, so I felt, you know what, I don't want to blow this, so let me reach out to Salem State and see if they can help me, really market myself.
Absolutely. So you mentioned the resume and the interview. Were those the two things that we helped you out with, or was there anything else that we went over?
Yeah, so I mean, there was quite a few things, but the resume definitely was one of them. I thought when I sent to you my resume initially, I'm like, wow, this is pretty good. But when you sent it back to me, you're like, oh, there's quite a few errors in here. And I think I had my resume on maybe 2 pages, but you showed me Handshake, which was super helpful, that had that biology template, which was what my degree was in. So I followed that, and you helped me condense it down, but still, have points on there that would help me to sell myself. And, one thing that you really did that was helpful for me was you told me how the resume actually works when it gets into the employer's hands. And when you told me that, I'm like, wow, I made a lot of mistakes that could have cost me a spot as a candidate for PA school. But yeah, there was that. And then it was the interview. You're like, hey, let's do a mock interview. And, I won't lie to you, I was super nervous about doing it, but I'm like, hey, it's better to do it with somebody let them catch any errors you might make. And in doing so with you, some answers that I thought were good, you're like, ooh, that doesn't sound too good. So doing that mock interview really helped, and it made me feel confident when I actually went on to do my interviews for PA school.
Awesome. I'm glad that it helped. So why should somebody who's an undergrad now, who maybe has never come to our office, why should they take advantage of a service like us?
Well, I think that the career services at Salem State is, it's a really invaluable service that a lot of students don't know about. And, people like you, like yourself, I mean, you guys have been in the industry, so you know what graduate schools are looking for in candidates. You know what employers are looking for. So meeting with somebody that knows that information is super helpful. And, I think when I first started college, I was like, once I graduate, I'll be fine. I could probably handle it on my own. But once I got older and I was really going down a career path, I'm like, hey, there are so many other people out there that could have this job. And I really want it to. So I need to use a service that's going to help me do it. And I think that students, all of them, should reach out no matter what they want to do at the end of their college career, and use you guys because you're there to help. And you told me you want people to be successful, and that's what you helped me to do.
Excellent. I'm glad we could help with that. Last thing for you, just give us a quick update. What have you been up to since graduation?
So let's see. I mean, I was working at a hospital, and then I changed jobs. So I actually became a medical assistant at a primary care office. And once COVID hit, I still work at the office, but I actually went on the front lines. So I've been doing COVID tests pretty much every day. Actually, yesterday we did about 70, so that was the most we had ever done in one day. But the other good news too was I had reached out to you earlier this year as I got accepted into PA school. So I'm actually preparing now for next month when school starts.
Fantastic. Well, congratulations on that again.
Thank you. I mean, I don't think I could have done it without your help, so thank you.
Happy to help, but that's why we're there. It's a resource to help you out, but you're the one that goes to that interview and has that application, so Really excited for you. And
Thank
again,
you.
thank you so much for taking a few minutes today to have that conversation with us.
Yeah, of course.
All right. Good to see you. We'll take care. Have a good rest of the day.
You too. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks a lot to Amber for sharing her experiences with us in career services and for taking a few minutes to have a conversation today. Next, I'm going to welcome in Randa Gaber. Randa graduated in 2018 from Salem with a degree in corporate finance and a minor in economics. Currently, Randa works as a portfolio administrator at U.S. Bank Corporation. Randa, great to see you. Thanks again for taking a few minutes to have a conversation with us today.
Hey, Joe. Thanks for having me.
Of course. So a couple questions for you around your experiences as an undergrad. First of all, why did you decide to take advantage of a resource like career services?
So the career service was such a great experience for me. I benefited a lot from it. Since I came, when I just arrived to United States, it was such a huge approach and different culture, and it was a huge culture shock. In my sophomore year, I felt the urge that I want to use all the facilities in Salem State, because the first year I was so busy in the new environment that I've been in and working plus taking courses. So it was really hard to balance that. But then I wanted to use all the facilities that the Salem State provide. And one of them was career services.
Great. Well, we're glad you did. What did we help you out with when you came into our office? What did we assist you with?
So the first time I attended a resume event, like how can you fix your resume? It was such an eye-opening, because the way we set up the resume over here in US is completely different than the way we set it up in our country. For example, we put a picture in our resume in Egypt, but over here you cannot put that. So there is those small, tiny things that add the whole thing. So after that event, I set an appointment with you to go over the resume and see the changes that I added. Is it correct? If it's wrong. So it was such great opportunity for me to look to it in a different perspective. And I kept bothering you a lot. Every time I keep doing a lot of appointments to keep fixing it and see how can I know my career path and where would I be heading in the future. And after I fixed my resume with you, I attend the event where we host a lot of companies where you introduce yourself within, and you give them your resume, and you contact with them in LinkedIn or through email. And through that, I got an internship in summer in junior year in AFCPA for auditing firm, which was a great experience.
Awesome. Well, that's great. So other question is, why should somebody now who's an undergrad, maybe who's never set foot in our office, why should they take advantage of a service like career services?
I believe in the beginning of getting into Salem State, it was too much to handle, and you will find the time flying so quickly without using anything. And then it comes the last year, senior year, and then you didn't use anything. So I would have appreciated that someone give me the advice to use the career services from the beginning, so I can get this internship from the first year, not in my junior year. So career service helped me to look to it differently, and especially because your perspective could be completely different from what it is right now. So the career services keep you updated, keeps you look to it in a different approach. So it was such a beneficial that I would recommend for everyone.
Glad to hear it. Last thing, just to wrap up, tell us a little bit about what you've been doing since graduation.
Yeah, sure. So after I was majoring in corporate finance, and I did my internship in auditing, and that helped me to realize where I want to go into my career path. And I realized that I'm into finance more, and that's why in my senior year I took more classes toward finance. Currently, I work as a portfolio administrator since I graduated, actually. In U.S. Bank Corporation, where we handle the client's portfolio and manage it in the operation side and provide reports to help them in their investing decisions.
Awesome. Well, I'm glad to hear you're doing well.
Thank you, Joe.
And glad to hear things have gone well since graduation. We appreciate, again, you taking a couple minutes just to talk with us today. Thanks so much.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate it.
It was good to see you again. We'll be
Yes,
talking too. Thanks, Randa.
Thank you.
Thanks to Randa for her time and of course sharing her experiences with us today too. If you'd like to further the conversation, please go ahead and do so through an appointment. You can do it. You can schedule a number of ways. One, through your Handshake account. Two, by calling us on the phone at 978-542-6406, or by emailing us at career@salemstate.edu. Also, don't forget, check out our resources on our website, salemstate.edu/careers. And we'll see you next time.